Nation, how's it going, folks? How you guys feeling out there? I can honestly say I'm let down right now. You guys know I'm the bearer of bad news. I talk about crazy shit all the time. Nothing really affects me. It do, man. But everybody know I'm a big fan of the troops, the military, and all that other shit because they do things that somebody like me couldn't do. I couldn't volunteer my services to fight for this country. I like everybody to be safe and I care about everybody's well-being, but not enough to go put my own life on the line. If you finna shoot this dude, I'm not finna jump and catch the bullet. I'm not gonna do that, Seen this story about this military chick who got killed in the military, and then the military tried to cover it up. They try to say she committed suicide, but when it all came out, she was raped, beat, and they tried to set her on fire. That shit right there just put chills on my fucking body. Then when you start doing more research, you see that women get beaten, raped all the time in the fucking military. Like, people who doing that shit is no better than these fucking criminals out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's part of our government. That's our U.S. military right there. And it's like, man, I'm just really speechless right now for the simple fact that, I got people that I'm real cool with that's in the military, and I know everybody on a part of that bullshit. But this shit right here is like home. These is people who volunteered their service to go fight for the country, not go get raped, killed, beat, mentally fucked up. People, we don't want that happening to people. It's like, it makes you question things that go on in the military. You get people who walk around here and say the military is corrupt, the government is corrupt, and this and that, and everybody got their own reasons, so everybody did their own research. I'm not here to point fingers and say this and say that, but it's like, damn, when you hear that story, it really breaks your heart. Like, what the fuck is it like is really going on? That's some prison sounding shit right there. That's the goddamn military we talking about. We ain't talking about nobody doing time in the penitentiary. Like, it's got to be the saddest shit. Just to see her parents, they know their daughter. They know that she wouldn't shoot herself in the fucking head. And they did research, and this came out. Now, what if they just accepted the fact that the military came and tried to cover this shit up? You know what I'm saying? That would have been another sister or another white woman or another Asian woman, just another human being that was beat, raped, and killed inside of a place that's supposed to serve and protect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit right there makes me angry. Who knows what's happening to the men in there? Who fucking knows? This girl was 20 years old. She was a fucking kid. She had her whole life ahead of her. And to find out that this happened, that shit really, it gets me weak. It makes me look at the military different. It do. Now, I know a few bad apples. Don't fuck up a fruit basket. But it's like, man, people say this shit's been going on for years. I never really dug in to do my research about the military. I never questioned what went on over there. It's things that I dislike about the military. But at the end of the day, you got people fighting for me to sit here and make these videos and have my freedom of speech. Because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that shit at all. I could not do it. Just like some people can have sex with a fat person that smell like swamp ass. I couldn't do it. I could do it. I take my hat off to people who could do that. Or females can have sex with a guy who just ain't about shit, who's a fucking loser. If I was a female, I couldn't do it. It's certain things that I couldn't do. I take my hat off to the people who do things that I couldn't do because it takes a different type of person to do that. And when you hear this type of stuff, it's like, damn, I have a lot of respect for the military. And I just lost some respect because of this situation right here, you guys. I'm about to get out of here. This is not no fucking hate video to say fuck the military, hate everybody, because it's people who fight for this country who do right, They do it. Just like the police situation. It's fucked up police, but it's good police. I just had to get that off my chest because that shit really got me lost right now. Like, seriously, folks. Links in the description box. You can check it out for yourself. Leave in the comment box, how you feel, what have you heard, You gotta voice this shit. That's why I'm doing it. You gotta talk about this, because if you don't expose it, it's gonna continue to stay in the raps. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do this type of stuff for. I voice my opinion so people cannot be clueless to the fact, like I was just clueless to this shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel stupid as hell that, people, I'm like, yeah, you hear me say, support our troops, this and that. And then when you hear shit like that, it makes you want to say, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's just like the whole Coney shit. This motherfucker, you know, like you hear he dead, you hear he live. It's like, man, I don't even give a fuck no more. I'm about to go. Enjoy the rest of my day. You guys be cool, you know. Shout out to the people that fight for this country and do the right thing, who's not behind the scandalous shit. I love y'all with all my heart. I'm out.